All right, we are almost to the Red E Energy Station. We're looking for a small gas station with a sign that actually shows the cost per kilowatt hour, which is super exciting. So, but up on our left is where we should hopefully find this currently, as far as I know, one-of-a-kind EV charging station in North America. Would you look at that? Steamer stop, Ready Electric, 45 cents per kilowatt hour, and an F250 in front of the EV charger. Circle around here. I'm just gonna pull all the way through. That is such a cool setup. You got canopies, lighting, everything. All right, so we're here at the steamer stop in Fulton, Illinois. Let's go ahead and get plugged in real quick, and then we'll do a site review. So I've got my CCS to NACS adapter here. Using the Tesla. We'll pick side A on CCS. Plug in the adapter. Walk over here. Open the charge port. Just kind of put it in. This is I really like the style of REMA cable. I think I've mentioned in other videos their REMAFlex handles are quite nice because this close to the charger, it requires very little force from the user to actually get it into the charge port, which is something that cannot be said for the likes of Electrify America, EVgo, those types of chargers, the really big cables where the cable actually comes out the back instead of the bottom. So let's go ahead and come over to the screen here, and we've got 3 methods to start charging: QR code, Ready Charge app, charge via credit card, and charge via RFID card. Now, small bummer here, you have to actually tap this to activate, which means if the screen fails, then you cannot start this station with a credit card. You, I think, would only be able to start it with an RFID card because the RFID reader is lit here, but the credit card requires input from the user on the touchscreen. So you can see up here, the status lights have changed from green to blue, indicating that we are actually charging. I'm just gonna, real quick, they have a pretty nice cable management system here. This is very similar to Alpitronics HYC400. They have the kind of arms that swing out. Very similar idea here. So, let's see. Yeah, it's all touchscreen, very nice, easy to see. It's pretty bright outside, and it should be conveyed on video that the screen is still definitely bright enough, which is a huge plus. We're getting 78 kilowatts right now, which sounds about right. We did not precondition, and we're over halfway full, so we're not expecting big power here. The CCS handle, I'll flip this over so you can see it on the video, is the Rev C1 300C Plus. So this is a 300 amp 1000 VDC REMA cable with no boost function. They make a variation of this that has a 400 amp boost, but this is not that, unfortunately. So 300 amps would be somewhere in the range of 120 to 130 kilowatts or so in a Tesla, like a Model 3 or a Model Y, depending on the state of charge of the car. But in this case, since we're already at such a high state of charge, we're not preconditioned. I mean, we're pulling, I think that's barely over 200 amps. So not a huge deal. 45 cents per kilowatt hour seems pretty reasonable. I mean, there's not a whole lot out here. It's the border of Illinois and Iowa, so this seems very reasonable. So Ethan, what are your thoughts on the station, the location, the charging experience?
Well, I gotta say, I love the gas station like feel to it. It definitely feels like you can just kind of pull in and fill up like a traditional gas station, as I just said. Yeah, pretty easy and intuitive to use. Easy cable management and access, obviously. Depending on what model car you're using, it's easy to just pull right on in, just like a gas station. You got, well, I guess there's supposed to be washer fluid in here, but maybe not. There's that whole store here that makes it easier for actually stopping. You can grab snacks and do your thing, unlike some other charging stations out there. So that's nice, just to have a place immediately nearby to stretch and buy stuff and do whatever. So far, my impressions are it's pretty neat. Hope to see more stations like this around the area and home, obviously.
Great. Charging update. We are up to, let's see, 79% already. About 21 minutes in. So you can actually see up top here, it shows the like rough percentage amount, so it fills in the higher your charge rate is, which is super cool. We're down to 47 kilowatts, which is totally normal for this car. Alright, we have been charging for about 32 minutes now. We're getting 35 kilowatts at an 89% state of charge, so we're getting ready to roll out here. We didn't really need to charge, but hey, why not? You know, support the local business, and we would have had to charge at any point. At some point in the future, we have another 500 miles to get back home. So, the Ready chargers have been quite reliable. I spoke to the store clerk, and she said earlier today they were actually offline for a bit with some internet connectivity problems. So they are actually configured to a free vend state when they're not connected to the internet, which is good for EV drivers, not so great for a private business. As far as I know, this is one of the only like privately owned gas station style EV chargers where they have like a whole convenience store, the chargers, the sign that tells you the cents per kilowatt hour, all done, just a completely private venture. So they were a bit bummed earlier today when they went offline for free vend. But at least, you know, the drivers are not stranded. They can get where they need to go, which is super cool. Yeah, so overall, great experience. They have a very well-stocked convenience store for a city bordering Iowa. It's well lit, tells you the price up front, easy credit card activation, restrooms, clerk, food, drinks. What more can you ask for? All right, we have gone ahead and gotten ourselves juiced up, gotten some snacks and drinks for the road, checked out the charging station, the canopy, the site. What are your impressions before we go?
It's a very nice place. Actually, a pretty nice town. There seems to be a disc golf course over there, alongside of the mini baseball park and everything. I saw a boat go by with a ferry. Is it, you know, obviously in the middle of a small town, so there's plenty to do here, of course. A lot of the locals are stopping in and you know, doing regular local things. So
supporting the local businesses.
Absolutely. Definitely a cool place. Definitely would, if I was around here, definitely be a regular here if I had an EV.
Awesome. shout out Steamer Stop for supporting the EV community and being a comprehensive resource to the local town.
Alright, so looks like we've got a pretty good amount of charge for the rest of our trip. Obviously a little overkill, but once again, support the local business. So, I'm just going to hit stop here. Stop charging. We're going to click off. And we're going to go ahead and do some stats here. And just kind of disconnect this from.
Yeah, so quick note for the viewers, if you do come here in a Tesla, there are no adapters available. You do need to bring your own CCS to NACS adapter, so just keep that in mind.
Yes. So yeah, that's what gives us our kind of receipt, if you will, and then back to the screen here. That's pretty much it. So let's get out of here.
Sounds good.